is about a 500 team this year, but they've played some really good teams. You know, a lot of times records don't necessarily tell the whole story. Obviously, we're going to come out and play hard and get after it.
We play quad in Salina this year, and it's basically a bracketed quad. So McPherson got the 1 seed, we got the 2 seed. We will play Salina South as the 3 seed, and then the 4 seed coming in was Junction City.
Obviously, our family is very basketball oriented. I mean, Maddox and Stefan are both playing college basketball, and so that was something that was super big growing up. I mean, me and Maddox would always play one-on-one basketball. He would tell you that he won every one, but that would be a lie, everyone, just letting you know.
And there's no doubt when you look at this team that they're going to be better at running the football than they were last year when they're one of the worst rushing attacks in the entire NFL, both with the drafting, of course, of Joe Welt. Now you have incredibly talented young tackle duo with him and Rashawn Slater, but also the Ravens backs that they added, Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins.
The 1-0 to Lindor. Breaking ball, line to right field. That's going to be a base hit. It's headed towards the corner. McNeil will score. Bader rounds third. He's going to be waved home. There will not be a relay throw to the plate made by Madrigal. And on at second with a 2-run pinch hit double is Francisco Lindor.
Page now going to get warmed up, dialed in as ball on the hip, lining up, ready to go. That time, of course, he gets a piece of it. It's over to short and actually gets it past the infield. Leg it out! You gotta see if you can get to 1. How are we supposed to know if you got a base hit or not?
It's an error. It's an error. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. We'll go back and find that. This is really good cut that decided didn't want to fire. So anyway, welcome to the show, the Friday show, the home stretch of Sports Days for the year. Steve Webster, Mike Corson, Aaron Clark, and the employee of the quarter, not just here at 12th and Baker. This is the entire Eagle family. So this is like 150, 160 employees, and he was the employee of the quarter, Mike Hesher.
Just transcends state lines.
Yeah. It does.
People in Nebraska and Missouri like, who? No, everyone in Eagle knows who Mike Hesher is. Don't try to pass that off. He's a legend in the company.
The problem is every time you open up the website at ADP, my picture shows up, which is scary.
It's a bright, shining beacon there, bright and early in the morning.
And you'll have to approve my time card.
But you know the picture that he's using is funny because it's the same picture that's on Doom and Doomer. Who were the Three Stooges? And Chief Chocaho. It's the pictures that Steve Davis made. And it's the same picture. I just love it.
He got one good one. He knows he got that one good one. He said, I never need to take another one again.
And I had to buy a camera for Stacy because she took the picture and, of course, her camera broke.
Wait, and don't forget, it's the soldier, it's the little Navy man in the share picture. If he could turn back time.
If I could. But that's my face in the share picture, too. But up there in the back, he's got
the prominent.
Oh, we miss Steve Davis. Who's making these pictures anymore? I don't know. Someone who's taking up the slack. On the program today, let's talk with Connor Nichols, Sunflower Sports Solutions. Also, we'll run down some of the top track and field performances. People might have a chance to reach state with our KVGB track and field insider, Mike Corson. And plus a lot of headlines of the day as we head into the weekend. Let's get to our sounds of the past 24 hours or so. Jeremy Combs talking about the trip to the Capitol. That's what you get. You do a lot of new things when you win things like national championships. So the Cougars, Jeremy Combs, all the team recognized Tuesday at the state capitol in Topeka. You know, one of the coolest things is who was the manager on this year's team? He was the basket.
Kendrick Turner.
Yeah, I remember.
Burner Turner.
Yeah, when Turner came in at doing at
smoking some threes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He threw in those 3-pointers. Great kid, and man, what an experience for him too. So be part of that national championship team and a valuable member of that.
Did you see the picture?
Yeah,
he was looking sharp.
He was.
He was. Burner Turner knows how to dress to impress.
Burner Turner, I love it. So that's one of the cool things you got to do. All you got to do is win a national championship. You got to do cool things like that.
Exactly. And from what I hear, if Cole Rice's Twitter is to be believed, Laura Kelly put that ball right next to that 2022 KU Jayhawk ball. Maybe even replace the Jayhawks ball with that Barton Cougar championship.
Really?
That's what Cole Reif speculated on Twitter. Who knows if he had an inside source there at the Capitol or not?
Okay. Well, another reason to vote R coming up there. All right. Congratulations. Randy Beck, the Panthers are in Salina today for a quadrangular. Aaron Clark's heading that way right after he gets done with his
Nope.
first.
I'm at Great Bend softball today.
Oh, you're at Great Bend softball, but you're going to be the same direction, right?
So yeah, Salina.
Yeah, the same direction.
The exact same direction.
Town.
I didn't. But it's not in the same town.
Okay.
The baseball's playing in McPherson today.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was just making sure we're not selling.
Anyway, Great Bend baseball is playing in McPherson. So what do you think about the baseball team today?
No, I like their chances. They're playing pretty hot right now. Carson Humphreys has been doing great on the mound lately, and then they've also been getting some quality innings from Hunter Herman. And kind of fun to see Owen Kaiser get out there. Usually he's behind the dish, but I think part of the option is they knew he has that arm. Another reason, Trey Millsap is an incredibly competent backup. When he comes in and gets at catcher when Owen's on the mound, Millsap does a great job. It's not really, obviously there's a little bit of a difference there. He has to get used to it a little more, but he does a great job filling in. And Kaiser, he brings it on the mound. Panthers, a lot of fun to watch this season.
Okay, so they've won 6 in a row, and man, that pitching depth has got to make you feel good. I mean, not only for the sub-state, that's not but if you have to play 3 games at state, man, those are the
Absolutely.
teams that win state tournaments. So we'll see what happens today. Great Bend baseball in action at McPherson. And then after this segment, Aaron Clark will be going to Salina. Which way are you going to go?
Gonna head over towards Ellsworth, get up on I-70 and head out that way.
Smart way to do it. I was going to say, you want to take that.
You've got the detour though.
Is there another detour again?
Was it 156 is closed at Old 40 in Ellsworth, so you got to take. It's just a little short one, and then you get back on 156 for
Well,
the.
it was closed for a long time, so it's closed again.
It's been for probably at least 2 months.
I think I remember that. I don't remember if that was during basketball season, the end of basketball season, or if that was one of the first
it was
softball
closed
trips I went
before,
on
and then
this
it was
year, but
reopened, and then, okay, I guess they closed it again. You went that way last week, so.
A bunch.
Okay. Anyway, there's your, well, why don't you just go to McPherson and go up that way if you want to.
Take Highway 4. It's scenic. You get to go to the home of Ross Jansen.
That is a good way to go.
If you're not in a hurry, just to mix it up.
It's better than taking that road from Ellsworth to Salina. What road's that?
Is that Old 40?
That's old 40. Yeah, that's ugly.
That's a death trap.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So anyway, just as long as you get there, you're going to be in Salina. Okay, Carrie Minton talking about their schedule today. 17-5. So see if they can go there and pick up a couple wins.
Stat of the day there for a senior Paige Sexton. She's been walked to a first base 20 times so far this season. She's only struck out 5 times on the year. So pretty hot bat there for the Panthers, and that kind of sets the trend for the Lady Panthers. Deshauna Bryant's been incredibly good, and then freshman Kaya Bear putting bat to the ball, hitting over 500 on the year. Kaya Bear is just her first year playing varsity. It's incredible.
And I say, I've always seen sometimes you get maybe the smaller schools, they don't have the pitching staff. So when they go live at practice, what are you seeing against? You're seeing subpar pitching. We saw those pitchers typically shut down a lot of teams, but in practice, the girls were all hitting them. So not only are the pitchers doing things on that side in a game, they're also providing those batters good BP and good game experience in those practices.
Sadie Spray, clip from the new podcast series with Aaron Clark, Panther Player Profiles.
I love alliteration. That one you can ask some of my old teachers. I've always been a fan of alliteration.
With Aaron Clark.
With Aaron Clark, you gotta throw a little subtitle on.
He came in, he had a patch on his elbow, he had his monocle. He thought he was big.
With a sweater, with the patches on the back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
underneath.
originally it was just the Player Panther Profiles. I pass it on to the next dogs. They send it back to me, the final copy, and it's got the Player Panther Profiles with Aaron Clark. That wasn't my thing. That was once it got moved down the line, that was something that added along the way.
Yeah, it was going to just be on the prowl, and then look what happened there.
Care to comment?
Because I put my name in it.
Well, it was, yeah. But
Phil sounded good when he said it, so we wanted to
it did.
pump up
It
Phil.
rolls, okay. Mia Kimes, ESPN NFL analyst. How successful the Chargers can be with Jim Harbaugh's style. Jim Harbaugh scares me in the AFC West. He's done well everywhere he goes, and you talk about old school football.
And
San Francisco ran the ball. Michigan ran the ball.
And he's starting the same way he did when he got to Michigan, specifically building up the offensive line. He took the best offensive line prospect in the class with Joe Alt, paired him with a franchise left tackle in Rashawn Slater, and they've got probably the envy of at least 30 teams in the league just for their tackle situation right now. It's a great building block for what Harbaugh likes to do.
They've also got a quarterback already, too.
Exactly. They've got the guy to protect with those tackles who we've seen him put up incredible numbers, incredible stats, incredible things with subpar offensive lines. I'm excited what he can do. Maybe not in year one with Harbaugh while they're still trying to get the offense where it needs to be, but maybe in year 2 and 3 really seeing what this John Harbaugh experience is like in Los Angeles.
Okay, and then the Mets, that was on WCBS 880. I know Francisco Lindor, who's probably doesn't mean anything to anyone else except the Iuka Hustlers. He's starting to get hot at this time of year. Had a big double. I only had 2 players playing yesterday. 2, because everybody was off. I had 7 RBIs, man. It was great.
Sheesh, talk about efficiency.
Yeah, Lindor, man, he had 5, and Chris Morrell from the Cubs had 3. It was 2. Yeah, it was a good day. And then the play-by-play call. Now, I have not seen the video on this.
I don't think it exists.
Okay, then.
Now, going to get warmed up, dialed in as ball on the hip, winding up, ready to go. That time, of course, he gets a piece of it. It's over to short and actually gets it past the infield. Leg it out! You got to see if you can get to
Run, Mikey, run!
I was supposed to know if you got a base hit or not.
Which I think that sums it all up right there.
My favorite.
I mean, if you didn't make it to first, so how can it be a hit if you didn't even make it to first?
It's a fair question.
It's like in debate, you have the power of fiat. I will give them the one to right field. She probably would have got me, but no way. I'm not. It's humiliating enough to go out there and take cuts. I'm not going to put my head down and run.
I liked mine now. I let the locks fly, and I made him earn it. Alyssa McCulley, she waited. She let me think that maybe she was gonna let me get there, and then at the last second, just slapped that left foot down on the bag.
And you were officially out. Correct?
I was 100% out. There's unquestionably.
Okay, so we had this yesterday. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I think that since we have the play-by-play call right now, Major League Baseball usually just has one official score. I think we have 3. Aaron, you saw it, so hit or an error? Aaron Clark.
It was an out if he never ran to first. How can you give it a hit or an error?
Hit or an out.
It's an out. It would be one.
I don't think you can technically, because I don't know if a player touched it, but I think because I don't know if Braylon Turner has ever played shortstop. I don't think I've ever seen her play shortstop,
okay,
and that's
but that
who
doesn't
was
matter.
there.
It was
3 unassisted.
It would be 8 because it went out to center field.
I'm not going to doubt Paige Sexton that if she was at shortstop, he's getting nowhere near out. Like that ball's staying in the infield, and it's not being
What is it, an out or
I'm
a
calling
hit?
it out.
Hesh?
An out.
That's fine. My favorite part of that clip is her at Clark
Can I get a vote? Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I think it's a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just kissing.
I can't remember if the girls were running things out or not. I think maybe they'd set the tone that we weren't running. But at the end of that clip, Clark's like, "We got to run it out," and then somebody says,
"Run,
yeah.
Mikey, run! Run, Forrest!"
But I couldn't tell if they were saying 1-1-1 or 4-4-4. I mean, how deep did it go?
Well, it was 1-1-1. Come on now.
To your credit, they did step in when I got to the plate. Like they had been a little further in the outfield, and then they saw the goofy stand 6-7 guys step up. And, all right, we can move them in a little bit.
Let me listen.
Page now going to get warmed up, dialed in as ball on the hip, winding up, ready to go. That time, of course, he gets a piece of it. It's over.
What kind of noise is that? Did you hit it with a duffel bag?
I think he got a weird spot on the bat.
Okay, because
Page now going to get warmed up, dialed in as ball on the hip, winding up, ready to go. That time,
Because it almost sounds like it just hits a glove.
So yesterday you accused the ball of taking 4 to 5 seconds to leave the infield. It was less than 3 seconds before Clark got through his whole sentence. He actually got it through. And you know the ball had already made it through as he was saying that. So it was
Page now going to get warmed up, dialed in as ball on the hip, winding up, ready to go. That time, Corson gets a piece of it. It's over.
a piece of it. That means side spin.
That's good. I don't remember moving that fast, but it may have been under 4.
Good job, boys. But the featured post, ungraded post.
I didn't do that.
He doesn't get to make those decisions.
And then the final today, and this is one that didn't play earlier, but this was something that Mike Corson would be excited about as well.
The one thing you don't realize that when somebody posts your house online, that everybody now has your address. I had to literally tell the post office and everybody to stop bringing stuff to my house.
Travis Kelce, all the Swifties, they got his address and they keep sending him stuff. He says, enough, I'm not going to take it anymore.
So the guys on AM radio on KVGB were saying, why would you send him anything? You're spending your money to spend these multimillionaires and billionaires gifts that they're throwing away, but you don't want to open them because you have no idea what danger lurks.
Travis purchased a $6 million home in Kansas City last fall in an effort for more privacy after the couple went public with their relationship.
And I told you this morning, he basically has stopped all mail coming to his house because it's so much.
Well, I understand. So he must do his bills online then. I mean, what if they want to?
Well, that's what they were questioning. Was like, how's he pay his bills? What's he get? But no, he called the postal service and said, stop sending anything.
That would explain why I didn't get a thank you card for my package.
Well, he also wasn't thrilled to receive a love letter to Taylor in your package. So.
It was addressed to her, to be fair.
Yeah, that was strong. That's good. So, yeah, being a
I sent it to Taylor, care of Travis Kelce.
with a little smiley face on it. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, there you go. You ready to talk some track and field?
Let's do it. Big
Okay.
day.
Oh, wait. We got some other stuff we need. Yep. Okay, well, baseball yesterday. Barton Cougars got them 13-0, 14-1 over Garden City. Okay, so they moved their game. They're going to play Saturday. They're going to go ahead and get it out of the way today. Good move, especially with 90% chance of rain tonight. So what that did, Barton still, they need some help today. Butler hosts Cloud County, who's second in the league right now, and then those two teams will play tomorrow. So right now, Barton was one game back, basically, in the standings, 2 in the loss column behind Butler, who's currently in 4th. Dodge City got a couple of wins yesterday, knocking off Colby 13-5 and 20-6. So what's on the line? Well, you want to finish in the top 4, so you don't have to go on the road. Best of 3 playoff series. I don't think playing on the road's a big deal, but you'd much rather play at home. And they shouldn't have a problem with Garden City, who's now just 2-28 in league play. So Barton with a significant game today at home. If you want to see them, final chance, could be the last time at Lawson Biggs Field this year for the Cougars. So,
But the two teams above them are going head-to-head. Do they want Cloud to sweep Butler then, since Butler's the team directly ahead?
oh yeah, absolutely. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Clyde County's 20-8. I mean, I guess they could come back and get them if Cloud got swept, but I don't think Cloud's been playing pretty solid
Go
baseball
Cloud.
this year. Region 6 softball getting underway this afternoon at 2 o'clock for the Barton Cougars out in Dodge City, Legends Park. Barton taking on Dodge City. If they win that game, they would play probably Hutchinson in the next round. And Hutchinson, Hesh, you were pretty impressed with them last week. So,
Oh, that Dakota Lake, she pitched the first game against Barton. Wow.
have not been able to get out to the sports complex, watch any baseball and softball. Aaron, you've been out there a little bit, but that continues today, so they're getting some good weather there, so that's good news.
I'm going to email Hutch AD and see if I can get in there against Dakota Lake.
You're not touching her. I can guarantee you that.
He would take her out.
Maybe on a date, but that's going to be about it.
Mike's eyes lit up when he said that. Okay, we're going to talk track and field next with Corson. Stay with us.
Introducing Ag Mechanics at Barton Community College in partnership with Case New Holland Top Tech. Hands-on training in areas like electrical, hydraulics, and diesel engines, with technicians gaining the knowledge and skills needed to start a career with CNH Level 1 training. Join this high-demand field at a CNH dealership in only 9 months. Now enrolling for the fall semester. Learn more at toptech.bartoncccc.edu.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's another instant finalist day for Tracks to the Max, brought to you by Sutherland's, Ealer Chevrolet, Together Let's Drive, Eldridge Fencing, and Farmers Bank and Trust. And today we're at Next Tech Wireless. You can find them at 10th and Madison in Great Bend. We're here until 5 o'clock today, and you're going to want to come in and talk to Sarah and her team. They've got great deals. Sarah, what's going on?
We got all sorts of deals for anything you would like. You can trade in a phone. We'll give you up to $1,000 off. Bring us your number. You get an instant $100 credit. You can even keep your own phone. We got plans for that too.
And you've got more things to talk about as well. I heard the word iPad.
Yes, we have iPads, $300 off as well.
And everybody can use an iPad these days. You can never have too many electronics in the house these days. And your guys' team is really easy to work with.
Yes, they're very knowledgeable, very helpful, and also very patient.
Head into Next Tech Wireless today before 5 o'clock and get yourself qualified to become an instant finalist for Tracks to the Max. It's all brought to you by Sutherland's, Farmers Bank and Trust, Eldridge Fencing, and Ealer Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back, Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, brought to you by Venture Corporation. Reminding you to help a neighbor shop local when you can. Okay, Royals back in action tonight. They open a home series against the Texas Rangers tonight. Usually you think, well, Texas is coming in. Got a chance. They're the defending World Series champions. You always got to remember that. And we'll have game 1 of the series starting tonight at 6 o'clock here on KVGB. So that's going on. The Royals go into the series. Oh, that's a news story, too, that you've got on there, I think. Okay. Is that Cole's story? Anyway, Kansas City, a game and a half behind Cleveland. The Guardians are 20-11. Royals 19-13. Detroit 18-13. Minnesota 17-13. Then you have the White Sox 6-25. That's pretty good. You have 4 teams over 500. We always talk about the American League East. They've got 3 teams that are over 500. The American League West, Seattle 17-14. Texas is 17-15. Man, look at the Astros, 11-20. Wow,
great.
Yeah, it is. And then White Sox 6-25. So the Royals going in that series. Atlanta leading the National League East right now by a half game over Philadelphia, who's played really well. Atlanta's 20-9, but Philadelphia right there 21-11. Milwaukee leading the Cubs by a game in the Central. Cincinnati's 3.5 back. Cardinals are 5.5 out. The Pirates got off to a fast start, but they're fading. They're now 6 games out. In the West, the Dodgers with a 4.5 game lead over San Diego and San Francisco. Arizona reached the World Series last year, 5.5 games back, 4 games under 500, and the Rockies.
Wow.
Are they ever going to have winning baseball there? 7-24.
Well, if you talk to the people out there, not as long as the Montforts are in charge.
But if you're a pitcher, that's the thing. If you ever wanted, and I know that the humidor and things like that has helped a little bit, but is that a place we always talk about going to the Chiefs, right? You want to come to play for the Chiefs for 1 year, become a free agent, have a 1-year contract, put up big stats with Patrick Mahomes, and then go somewhere.
If you're an offensive player, go to Colorado, get those stats.
But you want to do that with a pitcher?
Mike Hampton, if you remember Mike Hampton, he went from the Braves to the Rockies and busted big time.
And never was the same.
Never.
If Theo Epstein or Dayton Moore are listening, Colorado needs you.
Nobody needs Dayton Moore. Come on. Don't get me started.
I can't believe it took him that long to say something.
Can I add one thing? Went to Hoisington Cardinal baseball last night. They swept 2, but Tony Moore pitched a no-hitter in game 1 and then ended the first game with a bases-clearing single to give them the run rule in 5 innings. So Tony Moore, a pretty good athlete, did it again last night on the baseball field.
Where's he going next year?
I have not heard.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right, let's get to track and field right now. And, Mike, you kind of talk about what we wanted to talk about today. But a lot of individuals that may be going for medals or titles. And we'll go ahead and start there. And you want to start in 3A? That'd be all right?
Yeah, Hoisington's a big deal. And probably our best chance at area state championships are the pole vaulters over in Hoisington. Sheldon May Farmers, your 2-timer, and she's tied for the state lead at 12 foot even. The kicker there is the next 3 of the top 4 jumpers are 3A kids. So she's got a 3-inch lead over the next 2 that finished behind her at state last year. And then Josiah Ball is your returning champion in 3A. Number 4 all class at 15.75. There's been a string of kids because he was number 2, I think, last week. So there's been some kids popping up there. And then the newcomer is Taylor Morales. He's up to number 8 in 3A at 12.6. But those regionals, you only get to take the top 4 to state, and 9 of the top 12 pole vaulters in 3A will be at the Beloit Regional, including Josiah. So got to figure there's only 3 spots up for grabs.
Wow. All right.
We'll kick it over to stay at a Hoisington on the girls' side. There's a couple. So we mentioned the pole vaulters on the girls' side. Ashley Lehman from Heston is one of those. She also ranks number 1 in the 1, 2, and the 4 in 3A. So the good news for Marley Biddle, the little freshman over in Hoisington, is that she's going to be at a different regional. So Marley is ranked number 2 in the 3A 100, or in the regional anyway, in the 100 and 200. So should be a lock to go to state. She's been running well all season. At Larned and the Hoisington girls are both the top seeds at the Beloit Regional, or they are right now in the 4x1. They're ranked number 5 and 6 in Class 3A. And then the Hoisington girls are also ranked number 8 in the 3A 4x8. But that one's going to be a tough one. I think there's like 13 seconds to cut based on times right now to get into that 4 spot because Beloit will again be tough. Larned's Kaylee Hagerman's another one to watch in 3A. She's had been our area leader in the triple jump all season, but Hoisington's Mallory Mooney passed her last week. So they're both top 6 in the 3A, both headed to Beloit, and that's another loaded one where you've got 6 of the top 8 girls. So they're going to have to jump
Hagerman's
well.
pretty good in the long jump too, right?
I believe she is up there, but yeah, those Hagermans were specializing in the triple, her and her sister Kaylee.
Okay.
Or Jamie. And then Larned, we heard last week that Katie Upson set a new school record in the shot put or discus. Probably the shot put. She's ranked number 4 in the shot, number 7 in the discus. But I've been watching Beloit all year. They've got 3 or 4 throwers that usually go top 2, 3, 4 at every track meet, but they're not as good in the 3A ranking, so plenty of room for Katie Upson to get through. And then Luke Fisher, obviously the state wrestling champ. We saw what kind of build he has. Came along nicely in the javelin, so he's ranked number 16 in Class 3A. But once again, the Beloit on the boys' side will have the top 4 throwers in Class 3A. So he's going to need a whale of a...
You know, it's kind of interesting. You kind of see Beloit's always had good throwers, right? Discus, shot put. And then, it finally took me to think, oh, yeah, Casey Seifert is their principal up there, the All-American track and field performer at Fort Hays State.
Yeah, a lot of schools have homeroom, and he makes them get out and
Yeah, exactly.
get in the ring.
Yeah, a little bit to that. So
We'll hop down to 2A, and basically Ellenwood is our only 2A school. So Logan Panning came out hot. I believe it was the Russell meet, ranked number 2 in Class 2A in the 400, and he should be the number 1 seed going into Hill City Regional. But we haven't seen that time since that Russell meet, first meet of the year. So you'd rather see those times getting faster as the season goes. So hopefully he's still got some in the tank. And then the one that has came along is Kason Merritt in the pole vault. Got up to number 11 in Class 2A, so he will be sitting on that bubble spot at Hill City at this moment. And that was just last week where he got his top mark. Jumping down to 1A, Pawnee Heights over there got a couple throwers. Olivia Hands is actually ranked number 1 in the Class 1A discus. Wow. And I've been seeing those Greeley County. There's a Rawlins County, so that regional is going to be loaded. So she's going to need another big throw up there come regional time. And then Abby Hands is ranked number 13 in 1A, but again, going into that tough regional. Javelin been pretty good to us as area sports guys lately, with Macy Noctegal breaking the school record here. Lauren Ozier's been one of our best throwers for all 4 years, so is Maxville's Macy Russell. And so Ozier's number 6 right now in Class 1A, and Russell is number 8. So they're both going to Kiowa County, but they're, at this moment, the top 2 seeds so far.
Okay, and as far as team titles, there's some things you look across the state. Andale girls, 5 straight 4A titles.
Yeah, I think it's up to like 13, 14 regional titles. They lost a ton, but what do you know? They returned a ton. They built a ton. So my prediction was that Clearwater, behind some hurdlers and some relay teams, might take the title this year, but my prediction came out. Eudora might steal the show at 66. I have Andale 56 and Clearwater with 40. So we'll see how that plays out, but checked across the regionals what might happen. Got Clay Center. I think Abilene's pretty good. Paola. So we'll see, but those should be 3 of your decent powers.
Yeah, that's the best thing about keeping track. That's a fun exercise, I would imagine.
Now that I got my system down,
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't have time for this. Okay, yeah, I do. I'm dying to know what might happen.
Yeah, it's really cool the way you have that right now. And let's see.
Could be a historic day.
Okay, Clay Shively, your boy.
Wichita Trinity, they have that big block on traveling 500 miles, but Keisha has granted him a pass to go to New York City tonight for the Trials of Miles in Ithaca. So he ran a 4:00:71 mile indoors in Boston earlier, right before track season. Only Jim Ryan has run a sub 4-minute mile in Kansas prep history. So tonight he's going to see some competition. He's going to have the facilities. I'm told tonight is the night he tries.
Is this an outdoor meet?
Yeah, it's under the lights. So,
Okay.
And they'll probably be bringing in kids like Clay Shav, so he'll have the competition to push him.
Wow.
So I will be watching for some results out of Ithaca tonight, and if it happens, it's going to be a state story because it hasn't been done since, 1960.
Well, hats off to Keisha for, sometimes it's, big thing like that.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those locally where they don't grant something, but yeah, as a sports guy, you want what's best for the kids.
A 4-minute mile for a high schooler, yeah, that is kind of a big deal, especially since the guy that did it was from Wichita. So,
and what I like about Ryan was he did it in Lawrence, so it felt like a true Kansas accomplishment. Got my picture with Mr. Ryan at my first KU relays in 2019. That was kind of cool.
Really? What's your room look like? You have
it's just on my phone.
Okay.
He walked up, said, "Oh, are you my Mike course?" Just kidding.
All right, great stuff. And when's the new material come out? We see it on Great Bend Post, but
I will say this: since Great Bend's 4x8 broke the school record, but I couldn't get a handoff with 2 of the girls that were in it. I did run a picture of Ileana Beckham, so that's up on Catch It Kansas, and those usually hit Wednesday afternoons for the statewide rankings, top 16, and then we've got the 4 area leaders in all events on Great Bend Post every Tuesday.
Big time. Mike Corson. Appreciate it, Mikey. Okay, and I think he got a hit. I mean, I thought it counted as if he just hit it was good enough. So I'll await when that comes out. Feature story on greatbendpost.com.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Okay, check it out. Okay, we're going to talk to Connor Nickel coming up here after this timeout. It's Sports Day on a Friday on KVGB.
From the Mail Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and
Are
Morton.
you a Class A CDL driver looking for a new opportunity? Venture Corporation is looking to hire several current valid Class A CDL drivers. And here are some great facts about driving for Venture Corporation that you will definitely enjoy. Higher pay, even higher pay if you have a hazmat endorsement. You'll be driving nice trucks, have more flexible hours, home most nights, and seldom any weekend work. Ready to team up with a homegrown, family-owned, and local company? Don't wait. Call Leslie at Venture Corporation today.
Barton Community College enrollment days are back. Registration is now available for all sessions through July 24th. Make the enrollment process fun, fast, and simple. Reserve your spot to get everything set up for the fall semester in just one day. Visit with an academic and financial advisor, enroll in classes, take a tour of campus, and more. Visit enroll.bartonccc.edu to sign up.
Smart stays on the road. That's why it's in your engine. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils maintain 80% of their viscosity throughout the drain interval for superior engine performance across extreme temperatures. That horizon looks good with the competition behind you. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor today.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmy's make it happen.
It's Friday, and that means game day in the Golden Belt. To help us prime the pump, Sports Day brings you Sunflower Sports Solutions, Connor Nickel.
Connor Nickel joining us here on Sports Day today. It's brought to you in part by the American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, your certified Cenex lubricant dealer in Great Bend. Advanced Therapy and Sports Medicine, get your life back, and the Barton Cougar Booster Club continue their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Connor Nichols, Sunflower Sports Solutions, joins us now. Connor, we started this off back in August, and now here we are down the home stretch. Man, what a fast year it has been, but here we are. We're starting to see the wind down of spring sports. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it really, I actually thought about that a couple days ago. We got back from our family vacation August the 3rd. That is 9 months ago, exactly to today, and many things have happened since then. And so, yeah, softball postseason brackets for the smaller classification schools should be out on Monday, and obviously the 5 and 6A will be coming out here soon.
Okay, let's go ahead and start with the softball and those regionals. What are some things that you're looking at with some curiosity? I mean, we kind of got a good idea, but maybe some regionals that we should be looking at as far as softball goes.
Yeah, certainly. You know, I think that what Hoisington has done this year, 16-6, a really impressive season. They have lost to Halstead twice, Haven twice, and then TMP, they split with them. As much as those seniors get a lot of props, and certainly so, Ellie Crawford has really emerged as a pitcher. She has been super impressive. I got to see her pitch. There was a number of other people who I've talked to who have been very impressed with how she has come on this year. She's very, very tall, girl and great arm speed. Jordan Boxberger has obviously pitched many games and has put together a wonderful career. I was really impressed with Jordan, seeing her bat first. She does a really good job of taking pitches, getting on base, and things of that sort. But the Crawford girl, she has really, really thrown it well this season. I think her ERA is still well under 2. So, they will obviously host southeast of Saline and them, the 1 and 2 seeds. Beloit, the 4 seed, is kind of a sneaky team. Had a coach tell me the other day that that they were probably most impressed with Beloit of any team that they have seen this season, and that team has played a number of schools throughout the Golden Belt in Northwest Kansas. So Beloit, they've got Peyton Remus, who's a really nice player. You've got a lot of, particularly in 3A, and we've talked about this a lot, where crazy to think of here, if Hoisington reaches state and there's no other upsets, or even if a number 2 seed wins, Hoisington is almost undoubtedly going to be the 8 seed.
Wow.
Right now in 3A, Holcomb, we've mentioned them a couple of times, they haven't lost. I know Frontenac only has 1 loss. Silver Lake has 2 losses. And Blue Stem, which of course was a 2-1A, long-time power, moved up to 3A this year and has not lost as well.
So we talk about, what do you think Hoiston's chances are to get to the state tournament?
Well, I think very, very strong. The internal question that coaches have this time of the year, particularly in softball, is who's going to pitch what games, or do you try to ride the ace as much as you can, or when you have had 2 pitchers who are maybe different in style, who do you go with? Crawford has pitched very well. Boxberger has pitched very well. I've not asked Coach Boxberger who he's going to throw, but, when you're planning on 3 games and basically 24 hours, who throws when is going to be really interesting to watch. On the baseball side, it's a little bit different because potentially, and, McPherson has done a great job of this. They'll start their ace. They'll go to whatever that pitch count is, so they come back the next day and fish like 40 pitches. And, so he had his ace throw like 6 innings last year, but over 2 different opponents. So, that could factor in too. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see how some of these teams, softball side, use their pitching when they've had 2 very, very good arms.
And in softball, do we see coaches sometimes try to outthink themselves? I mean, you got 2 good pitchers, but one's better than the other one. I don't know. I'd leave them both out there. I mean, I would go with my ace until she showed me that she didn't have enough that day. I don't know.
Right, no, and that's exactly right. And the other interesting thing too with this is when you, especially in the 3A on down schools, you're seeing a lot of teams that have already played each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very likely that Ellis and TMP, 2 county foes, will match up again. They've already seen each other. Hoisington obviously hasn't matched up with many teams in their sub-state, but you see this a lot of, hey, we played this team. We may have lost. A good example is obviously at Ellenwood. Got to see them this past Friday, and Jacobs. Now she's really pitched all their games for them,
Mm-hmm.
but Jacobs, I thought, pitched very, very well. She got tired in game 2, but game 1 she was sharp. Her strike rate is very high. I thought that Benke in particular played very, very well. I was more impressed with Ellenwood than what their win-loss record shows. I want to say this too, Steve-O, that I go to a lot of facilities, and the Ellenwood softball facility is not good. And there was a number of people who had never seen it, the scoreboard wasn't operational, the grass wasn't mowed in the outfield, and frankly, I was the only one who said this. They said, we feel bad for these girls that they have to come out here and play in a facility like this, because that is an Ellenwood girls program with Coach Maxwell that's had tremendous success. You've got a lot of known names, and even if you didn't, the point is that is by far, out of the 15 facilities I've seen this year, that is by far the worst. And the simple mowing and the simple scoreboard working would have really helped out a lot.
Connor Nickel with his Sunflower Sports Solutions. Yeah, going back to the pitching thing, because sometimes, well, okay, they've seen her before. Well, let's see, you couldn't hit her last time, you couldn't hit her this time, and you probably won't hit her the next time you play. So,
right, exactly. And it's sometimes when you face a team twice, did you fare better? Perhaps you fare better. And I know this was a coach who mentioned this earlier this week to me, that, hey, the number 2 starter actually fared better in the second game of the doubleheader. Yeah. If we see them again in the postseason, do we pitch our 2 starter? So some of those things. But I think that matchups is going to be really interesting to watch. I think one matchup that's going to be really fascinating is they've won Rossville won 3A last year. Silver Lake has won multiple state titles, but lost to Rossville last year. They're in the same sub-state, of course. I think in 2-1A, it's going to be really interesting, especially the further you go west. I think that McLouth is definitely your number 1 team, but that Marion Regional, I know that's kind of on your guys' outskirts, really fascinating. You've got 3 Heart of America teams, Whitewater, Inman, and Sterling, who all have put together very good seasons. And really, honestly, Canton Galva has also put together a nice year, too. And they've got a lot of very experienced players. So that 2-1A Marion softball, I think, is going to be really fascinating to watch.
Let's go to baseball right now. Maybe some area teams, and well, include the the Hayes area as well, and then down here. As far as the rankings go, it doesn't look like it's going to be that successful. But of course, we do have different regionals, different sub-states. Maybe some teams that might be able to reach state in high school baseball.
Certainly, yeah. The Halstead Regional in particular, you deal with a number of Golden Belt S schools. Kingman is right now playing really well, but Heston has a great pitcher. Their ace is really, really good. So you've got, Kingman, Haven, Heston, all 13-4 for our better. That one is going to be really good. I'm really curious to watch Ellsworth, too. Ellsworth got pulled really far east to Marysville. They've got Nemaha Central, Beloit's in there. Southeast is also in there, too. We've talked about this Ellsworth group now for a while in several sports.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if they can make a deep run in baseball because, you're very, very experienced. They split with Beloit earlier this year, and they lost to Sacred Heart just by 1. And Sacred Heart is really, really good. And they split with Southeast of Saline the other day as well too, who's also in that Marysville sub-state. So that sub-state in particular, Ellsworth is definitely a team that I'm going to watch really, really closely because you just want to see, hey, how far can that class go? The other thing I wanted to point out is the Elkhart 2-1A regional has the chance for complete chaos. For years, Elkhart has dominated that. They had the undefeated season in there. They had another, second-place season. They had some amazing players. But this year, they've fallen back to 8-10. Buckland South Central was 15-1, but that program on the baseball and softball side generally has very gaudy records, but doesn't make it to state. Of course, Kinsley and Maxville have combined this year 9-7. That Elkhart, if you want to pick where's the most chaos going to occur in 2-1A baseball, that would probably be a good place to start.
Do you understand? I mean, how is there a mile limit on schools that split sports? I mean,
Maxville and Kinsley.
That makes sense.
Is about as far as I mean, the one in western Kansas that always stands out is that Ransom and Bazine have formed, Western Plains. Well, Bazine, and there's a lot of reasons to this, which we won't necessarily dive into here, but Bazine is on the other side of Ness City. Yeah. So Bazine people drive through Ness City to get to Ransom. Now, when they have co-op with Healy, which has happened for a number of years, Healy, which honestly isn't really close to anything, Healy has to drive about 40 minutes to get to Ransom. But the Maxville-Kinsley one is really interesting because that's a true haul for some people.
Yeah. I was just thinking that, okay, well, say you've got a pitcher that's in Elkhart, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Great Bend, he knows somebody in Great Bend. You only need to use him on pitching days, right? So couldn't it be Great Bend, Elkhart for baseball?
Well, it could. And I heard that a couple of years ago, not necessarily with those two teams, but hey, why don't you do A and B? Well, and I'll give you an example because this did come to pass. Back when I first got here in 2008, Hays High and TMP combined for this summer, and there was a good stretch there where they both kind of complement each other. But then TMP went through a stretch, probably 08-09 range, where they had two really good players and not much else. So the two really good players would help out Hays High in the summer. But then the other people just didn't have a spot. I mean, they didn't even have games to play.
Uh-huh.
And so TMP said, well, we really want to try to form some depth. I know that plays a role a lot. I know that Victoria has had discussions, not necessarily recently, about having their own team because they have sometimes more players that help Russell than vice versa. But again, normally the depth piece in these co-ops went out. Who are we most advantageous seeing both schools the most when you form that co-op?
Yep, I was just thinking, hey, there's a really good pitcher, and he just wants to, we'll see him 10, 11, 12 times during the regular season. He'll just drive into town and throw one game and go home.
Mm-hmm.
Great Bend, Elkhart. Or, let's see, Great Bend, Marysville. I don't know. It's just I didn't know if there's any rules in place by Keisha on who could turn into a co-op for spring sports. But anyway, see, I'm looking to cheat. I guess that's what I'm.
It's certainly a very, very fun thing. And the last kind of bit of news is that the NFHS released the updated basketball rules. There's some rules in there. There's been some discussion about the 5-second closely guarded rule, which I always feel like should be implemented more because there's a lot of really good defensive players out there.
Yeah.
There's been some talk about that, and probably will be some more as we go here.
And I guess that goes along with the shot clock then. Now, if you have a shot clock, that may not come into place then. I don't know how how that's going to work, but we'll see how that goes. Connor, appreciate your time and enjoy the week, and we'll talk some more next week as we're getting close to postseason play. So appreciate your time as always.
Hey, sure, Steve-O.
Okay.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Connor Nickel with us here, Sunflower Sports Solutions on Sports Day. Our program brought to you in part by Venture Corporation, reminding you to help a neighbor. Shop local when you can. Eller Auto Repair, our local mechanic that can help behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, and Equity Bank. More than 40 locations throughout Kansas. Find your location. Visit
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Amy Herrera, Regional Retail Manager for your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time and I've helped many people navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people. I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you how we're committed to serving you in our communities. At Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Need to make a change? Get the latest devices at Next Tech Wireless. Right now, you can get up to $1,000 off a new phone, like the Samsung Galaxy S24 or the iPhone 15. Well, what are you waiting for? Make the switch now. Next Tech Wireless. Home on the range.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
We had a lady that was having some severe back and hip pain, and we worked with her for about 6 to 7 weeks, and we were able to actually restore greater than 80% of her mobility, and we were able to keep her from actually needing that surgery for about 4 years.
You don't need to hurt. Physical therapy can help. Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Sports Day also brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Next Tech Wireless. Experience wireless built by Kansans for Kansas. And Equity Bank. No ATM fees nationwide. Learn more at equitybank.com. Well, rolling up a week of Sports Day shows for you. Don't forget tonight, Royals baseball, 6 o'clock. Royals will open their series with the Texas Rangers tonight, and then they'll play at 5:30 tomorrow, 12:30 on Saturday. Our coverage times here on KVGB. Also, some Major League Baseball for you this weekend. I know there's a few Cub fans around here. Well, the Cubs hosting the Dodgers tomorrow at Wrigley. And we'll have that for you from ESPN Radio. That'll start at 12:30, and then we'll go to up and, let's see, we'll get into Royals baseball, get a little bit of ESPN primetime in there. Also, tomorrow, then the Royals and Rangers, or Sunday, the Royals and Rangers wrapping up their series, and that'll lead into Sunday night baseball. San Francisco Giants taking on the Philadelphia Phillies.
You know, the Royals had that important 19-game stretch. They're right in the middle of it. I think they're 7-6 with 6 games to go and all at home. So could be a very good 19-game stretch that everybody was hoping for.
I think they're going to be there all summer, Hesh.
I would agree. That's starting pitching. Injuries always play a part.
Has been the big thing. The thing that you said.
I was going to go back and look to prove my point the other day.
You were?
I forgot.
You didn't find anything.
No, I had not looked.
I think it was you that was dogging the bullpen.
No.
You were the one that said, no, it's going to be as good as it has been.
I know your anniversary's coming up, but I think you're losing things.
You were all over the Royals pitching staff start the year. My goodness. No faith. But I agree with you. The bullpen has been extraordinary, and a lot of different arms going right now, and that's going to help. The starting pitching can keep getting you deep into games. KCAC baseball tournament resuming this morning, an elimination game between Avila and Friends, and it's Friends moving on as they picked up a 2-1 victory today. On the softball side, 1:30 for the championship today, and that will be Friends against Evangel. And Evangel needs to win 2 games, and if they can win game 1 today at 1:30, they would play the second championship game today at 4. Right now, the Tabor College Blue Jays taking on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Those 2 teams picking up wins yesterday. Then Evangel and Ottawa, Kansas Wesleyan against McPherson, the late game tonight. Folks, welcome. If you're out of town, welcome to the KCAC tournament. Glad you're here. Have a great time. We'll talk to you Monday.